Welcome back to Coffee Talk, guys. Grab your coffee and join us for our talk today. We're Keith and Terry. We talk all things retirement, we talk aging, travel, any subject that you like for us to talk about. Let us know in the comments. We'll talk about that too. Today, we're going to talk about a subject that we saw in the AARP magazine. It was simply titled Pain Relief for Life. And it talked about what are the tools in your toolbox. Now, that sounds kind of odd.
Yeah.
And we're not going to talk about all of them today, but we're going to mention a few that they talk about. And the first one is natural painkillers. And you might think, what in the world's that?
Yeah.
But basically, it talked about moving. When you do a brisk walk, you don't have to run. We can't run no more.
Not no more.
But you just get out and take a brisk walk. What it does is it produces those endorphins, those feel good hormones that when you get those, it lessens your pain. And so many times they tell people who have like really severe arthritis, you have to move. And if you don't move, it's going to get worse. And if they get up and they move every day, they find that, yeah, it's hard when you first get up and you first get moving. But as you are into it, it gets less and less. And so, but if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
And your muscles and stuff, they don't naturally want to move. You got to make them.
Yeah. I had knee surgery like 30 years ago and just removed like 7 pieces of cartilage in my knee. And it was, I remember the doctor always said, now you'll have days, especially in the wintertime, when your knees will stiffen up and you'll feel like just kind of sitting on the couch, not doing anything. But he says, you have to get out there and do some walking. And I can tell it now. And it's hard for me some mornings to get up. I put the cream on there. It used to be Bengay, but now there's different kinds I use. But man, I have to force myself to get out there and lubricate these knees of mine, and so that when we go on our travels, it's not a pain. It hurts every so often. It might hurt or whatever, but it's not unbearable. So I know, someday I may have to have my knee looked at, but right now, I try to get up every morning and do some walking.
And the thing is, like, we enjoy our mornings. We
Yes.
sit on the couch, watch the news, we drink our coffee, and the last thing we want to do is get on that treadmill and walk.
Yeah.
But we make ourselves do it at least 5 days a week because that is what is going to keep us going and moving and healthy. Even our son, for those of you who may not know, we have a special needs son. He lives with us, and I take him to physical therapy once a week, and we do exercises here and so forth to keep him moving, because you have to do it. Otherwise, things are going to go downhill quick. Yeah. And especially as we age, it doesn't come natural. We have to make ourselves do it. So that's the number one tool, is the natural, healthy way to kill pain, and that is to keep yourself moving.
Yes. So the second thing that we're going to be talking about is moving with meat. Does that mean that we're going to eat a lot of steak?
I wish. I had not seen that acronym before. We've all heard the acronym RICE. Well, I've never heard MEAT.
No.
But MEAT actually stands for movement, exercise, analgesic, which we'll talk about that here in a minute. And the last letter of the T is treatment. And so that's the word that they gave for your tool in your toolbox. And we all know about movement. We just talked about that, to keep yourself moving. And then exercise. We all need have exercise. To do that. And it doesn't have to be anything hard. And there's tons of video on YouTube, even for elderly. Look it up in your search, and you can do it along with that. There's no excuse, really, except laziness, and sometimes that's an excuse. But like I said, we have to make ourselves. And so that is the things that we need to do. And then A is analgesic. And Keith mentioned it earlier, Bengay, that's one of those things that has camphor and different things in it that you rub on your joints. So that's an analgesic, and that can temporarily help your pain. And then the T is treatment. You can go to physical therapy. Physical therapy can do wonders, and they can teach you different things that you can do that will help your situation. So even we don't want to fall back on all of the prescribed pain medication because, as we all know, they're very addictive. There's been so many people, their lives have been totally ruined because they got hooked on some kind of pain medication. So we want to look at all of our options. And there are times after surgery, for instance, that you are on these medications for a short period of time, but you cannot depend on them day in and day out. We have to look for other alternatives and other tools for our pain management toolbox. The third tool is temperature. There's a thing of cold therapy and hot therapy. We all know if we twist our ankle, we put ice on it. Keeps the swelling down, helps the pain, and then heat. Many times I have had surgery on my thumb, and sometimes, depending on the weather changes, it will just throb like nobody's business. So I use heat on that, and it helps relieve that throbbing pain. So that's a great tool to use. We just got in the hot tub last night. And when you get older and you get arthritis in your joints.
My knees were hurting. I said, let's get in the hot tub tonight.
So you sit in that hot tub of water and it just relieves that aching that you have in your joints. So hot and cold therapy can really help you out. It's a great tool to have in your toolbox.
The fourth tool that we're going to talk about is supplements.
And that's something easy that we all can take. There's a thing called CoQ10, which is an anti-inflammatory. There's magnesium, which is also an anti-inflammatory. There's turmeric. That is a great natural thing that you can take that helps with pain and so forth. So look for natural things that you can take. Like I said, we don't want to get on this prescription pain medication, and it is something temporary for after surgery, a day or two, but you do not want to stay on it long because none of us want to get in that, and nobody thinks it's going to happen to them, but it does. And so we need to look for all of these natural ways to eliminate pain. The fifth tool that we're going to look at is analgesic. And we've talked about this already. Things like Bengay. Analgesic can also be not only topical, but it can be medications. Like Acetaminophen is Tylenol, and Ibuprofen is Advil. Those, especially Advil, reduces inflammation and reduces pain. Now, we don't want to take those and pop them
every
just
day.
like there's no tomorrow, because no matter what you take, it has side effects. And so you don't want to overdo anything. But if you are at a spot where, for instance, my thumb, if it just gets to hurting and nothing that I'm doing is helping, I will take an Advil.
Flare-ups, stuff like that.
Because we all have those flare-ups at times that the natural things may not be working. So to take those, that's a good tool in your toolbox, because you can take those. And then there are many things, ointments that you can rub on your joints that really help relieve the pain. And these are analgesics, and they really are helpful at times. So today we've just looked at a few of the tools that was in that AARP article. There was many more. You can look it up. But we've talked about a few. And the main reason is we do want to relieve whatever pain we may have,
Yeah.
but we want to do it in a natural, holistic way. So many times people just, well, let me just take a pill instead of trying to eat healthier and exercise. Oh, I'll just take a pill.
Yeah.
Or nowadays it's the shot. Oh, just give me Ozempic or Wegovy or whatever. I hate needles.
Yeah.
And I'd have to be pretty desperate to get a shot every day.
On TV, you see these commercials, and it sounds so good until you start hearing real fast speed, all the side effects. This could cause
and sudden death.
Sudden death.
Well, no, thank you.
I think I'll pass on that one.
They all have side effects. And what bothers me about these injections for weight loss is they just started doing this. And so I have a sneaking suspicion that not too far in the distant future, they're going to find all kinds of health related issues that people are going to have because they took that shot. And I have always been a more holistic person. And when I met my new doctor, she's a nurse practitioner, I told her, I said, I don't like pills. I don't like prescriptions. If I have to take them, I have to take them. But I want to try holistic, natural things first. And she wholeheartedly agreed. So I thought, all right, that's good, because I don't want
She's a keeper.
I don't want somebody saying, you need to take this, you need to do that. No. Let me try this natural, holistic way. And I'm not opposed to medicine. I've taken it many times, and it's a great tool to have if you need it. But it's overused and over abused in our society today. We look at people like my mother, who's 90. They didn't have medication growing up, and she still lived to 90. But it's just overused today. I'm not against medication. I'm thankful for it because we need it, but don't overuse it.
Don't get addicted to it. Don't get addicted.
Yes. So that's why we wanted to talk about these tools for pain management, because there's too many people out there getting addicted. So thank you for joining us today. If you have a subject you would like for us to talk about in a coffee talk, let us know in the comments. And also, click on the description and you'll see a link for our merchandise. You could drink coffee in a mug just like this. And we appreciate you watching our coffee talk. We'll see you next time on Retired and Loving It. If you would like to see more of our videos, click the video that just popped up on your screen.